Instagram, Facebook. What's up, y'all? OG Madd Ronald here checking in again. Y'all know Madd Ronald Radio up in this motherfucker, man. www.maddronaldradio.net. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget, my podcast can be found on all major platforms, all the major platforms, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeart, Stitcher, and all the other major platforms, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm up late at night tonight, you know what I mean? I'm kind of bored and shit. So I said, let me go online and see what the deal is, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on in the world today. See what I'm saying? I see y'all checking in over there on Facebook. Who's that checking in over there? I see y'all over there. Who is that? I see on Instagram. That's Zach W 2007. What's up, man? But yeah, like I was saying to y'all though, you know what I mean? It's like what's going on in the world today? Y'all know they had the funeral today for the young guy that was hung in Lancaster, Robert Fuller. They had his funeral today up there, up in Lancaster. And at the same time, you know what I mean? It was like leave that one over. At the same time, it was like you know what I mean? That's still a controversial case right there. You know what I mean? Then at the same time, I've been watching the news and I've been tripping off the news. There's so much funny stuff going on in the world. You know what I mean? COVID-19 is on the rise in California. I think we're on the verge of another shutdown. I know that they're talking about Florida, Arizona, Texas, and I forget wherever else. California's on that list also. And it's a spike in the rises. And then at the same time, from what I'm hearing right now, they say the ICUs and the emergency rooms are becoming full also. So we got to be cautious and conscious. You know what I mean? Big Madd, glad you're amongst us again. Feeling better, big homie. That was from Malachi Jones over on Facebook. Thank you, homie. I appreciate that, homie. Thank you for the regards, man. Hey, man, I'm fortunate, man. Everybody not as fortunate as me, but I was capable, man, of being able to overcome it. You know what I mean? I'm just dealing with some of the after effects of what took place. But at the same time, you know, I am here. You know what I mean? And I'm thankful for that there, man. Can y'all hear me on Facebook? I'm just curious. How do I sound on Facebook? Do I sound low or do I sound loud or something? Because I need to know to adjust my mixer. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, man, don't forget to check out my podcast and don't forget Madd Ronald Radio Network, man. You know what I mean? The Conscious Battleground will be coming back sometime real soon. We might be back up this weekend. I just ain't been doing nothing, you know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that I've been kind of like just relaxing, chilling, taking it real slow. But we will be back up on that, and Antoine will be my co-host on that there, Antoine Williams. For those of y'all that don't know who he is, y'all need to look him up because of the fact that he's a real interesting character. Antoine did something like 26 years for first degree murder. So you know what I'm saying? He's like, you know what I'm saying? He's that's my co-host on the Conscious Battleground right there. So I'm gonna have him on with me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I mean? So the state of Black America right now is kind of interesting. You know, man, we got shit changing, man. They talking about changing the name of John Wayne Airport because of the way that John Wayne thought, believed, and spoke, man. I'm like, shit, they gonna change the name of the airport? Shit, hey. His son trying to dispute it, trying to say that John Wayne wasn't a white supremacist, but John Wayne made a statement a long time ago, I think it was Playboy magazine, and John Wayne actually said, I believe in white supremacy. So do you know what I said? Change the name of the motherfucking airport. Man, fuck John Wayne. That's funny to me, man, actually, because of the fact that, you know, the world has changed so much. They taking down statues and shit. And it's like all this other bullshit going on in the world. They changing the names of buildings and schools and all this other shit, man. I don't know, man. It's funny now they act like they didn't have an understanding of what the United States was founded on, right? So now the discussion starts, and discussion is very uncomfortable. But at the same time, these uncomfortable discussions that we having, I feel they're well worth having because of the fact that why not? Shit, we need to be talking about it. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, every time I look up, it's another march. Motherfuckers ain't tired of marching yet. Shit, I guess. Hey man, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do, man. You know what I mean? Everybody on Instagram, Facebook, how y'all doing this evening? I'm just chilling. Hey, and everybody, if you locked up, man, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's locked up, man. My love, my respect. You know what I'm saying, homie? I know what it's like to be up in there, man. I done that shit. I've been in prison 5 times. God knows how many times I went to jail before that. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, the way that I am, I got to show my love and respect to all those that's behind that wall, man. If you behind the wall and you doing time, hey, man, don't let the present define your future. Just because you're incarcerated right now, that don't mean nothing because of the fact that, you know what I mean, people will get in your head and they will tell you what you're capable of doing, what you can do, and what you will be because they don't want you to be no more than what they are. But all they ever might have been in life was a failure, and they might have been stuck behind them bars all their lives, and they might have felt that that's the way to be. So you know what I'm saying? It's like the thing about all this here is that, man, you know, if you in that prison, man, I want you to take that shit, man, and with a grain of salt, man. At the same time, pick up every book you can get your hands on, read everything you can read, man, because of the fact that that's what it's about, man. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't in that motherfucker trying to improve yourself and be better, man, then you ain't doing nothing but working on failure, man. You know what I'm saying? I see Keyshawn Forrest said, "Welcome home, Bad Habit Rabbit." Oh, Bad Habit Rabbit came home, huh? That's right, homie. Shout out to Bad Habit Rabbit, man. Welcome home, homie. I ain't seen Bad Habit Rabbit, man, and God knows how long, homie. It been some decades since the last time I seen him. I know he's been down in that place, man. And shout out to KB from Fruit Town. What's up, KB? How you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, but yeah, like I was saying to y'all, though, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling a lot better, y'all. You know what I'm saying? You see, I'm back online, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing. I'm sitting here taking up hobbies and shit, man. I guess I'm taking up hobbies. I've been sitting at home developing and building my podcasting setup here. You know, I done added a mixer. I done added a couple mixers. I done added some shit to this shit here, man, where I said, damn, then I bought a big ass mixer that I can't even use because it's too big to fit on my desk. So I said, I guess when I move, I'm gonna have me a fucking studio or something set up, man. But I guess it's good because it keeps me out the streets. You know what I mean? It's something to do, man. You know, it's something to do, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I was saying to y'all, you know, the conscious battleground that's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, if anybody that's listening, if something is interesting, something that y'all could do, man, send me some good topics that I can build on, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm always interested in good quality substance because of the fact that, you know, everybody wants to hear some good stuff every now and then. And I myself personally, you know, I try to stay current. I try to stay up on whatever it is that we're talking about or whatever's going on because of the fact that we have to be informative. We have to be educational. We have to be that way because the world is full of bullshit. And if we ourselves don't take it upon ourselves to be the people to educate each other, then we ain't gonna know shit because we gonna take on the media for what it is, and we already know that the media is debriefed. You know what I'm saying? In COVID-19 news, they said that the drug remdesivir, the drug that they gave me in the hospital, the drug that actually brought my ass back to life and healed me, they're finna start selling that drug. Remdesivir is finna start selling. They said somewhere in the area of like between 2361 or some shit like that and $3,000. You know, but that ain't nothing if you have insurance anyway. You know what I mean? If you got Medicare, if you got any type of insurance, that ain't gonna be no big deal, man. It's worth it. You see what I'm saying? And at the same time, you know what I mean? It's like this here, man. When we look at things in the world, man, you know what I mean? What's the price of a life? You know what I'm saying? You look at what it takes to save your life. You're gonna look at and say, well, you say to yourself, man, you know what I mean? It's well worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because they talking about COVID-19. They talking about the cases, man. They talking about there's a lot more people testing positive. Then at the same time, there's a lot more hospitalizations. They talking about the ICU rooms are getting full. That's funny because of the fact that I was in ICU for 10 days. So you know what I mean? The interesting thing about that there and the crazy thing about it is that, man, did I get caught up in a motherfucker? Was I in a wave of coronavirus or something? Because that shit is crazy, man. That's just crazy. I was just in the hospital now. All of a sudden, there's a big spike in that shit out here, man. and they talking about it. I know it's after the protest. So considering that we so far afterwards, I figure it's going to be a lot of people infected and a lot of people sick. You know what I mean? And Malachi Jones said a lot going on and happening while others are protesting and marching. All these protests just was hitting the news, blinding the other major events happening. This is Rumble in the Jungle, by the way, from South Carolina. All right. Yeah, hey, man, well, it's always going to be a smoke screen on me. You know what I mean? But it's so much going on that if we look at the world, man, from place to place, it's going to be something taking place. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, man, I'm looking at the world from the aspect of we living in a space where it's always going to be some drama. You know what I mean? Shit, I'm in LA, man. So, you know, last week they was marching and shit. This week they out there shooting each other. You know, that's just the way of the world, you know. There's there's always gonna be some shit, man, you know. But like I say though, you know what I mean? All we can do is stay informative, man. Do our best just to try to keep people up on what's going on some real shit. You know what I mean? If anybody y'all know that if y'all got any relevant news related to the coronavirus, you can post it at Madd Ronald Radio Network podcast page on Facebook. You know what I mean? Like I said before, y'all know that my platforms, Madd Ronald Radio Network podcast page, MaddRonaldRadio.net, MaddRonaldRadio.net, MaddRonald.com, YouTube, Madd Ronald Radio Vision. Then you know what I mean? You got on Facebook, you know, it's Madd Ronald Rolling. Y'all know I got platforms all over the place, man. I need to just put all this shit in one. I need to shut down all these platforms and put them all in one space. But like I said, you know what I mean? I'm on all platforms. You know what I mean? I'm on Google Podcasts. I am on Apple Podcasts. I am on Spotify. I am on, I'm on iTunes. I'm on, iTunes. I'm on iHeart. I'm on TuneIn. I'm all over the internet, man. Stitcher. But like I was saying to you guys, though, man, you know what I'm saying? It's getting interesting, man, out here. The big controversy right now that I'm tripping off the news, and it's really becoming politicized, is this controversy about wearing masks. And I see a lot of people don't want to wear masks, and I'm tripping off of it because people talking about, well, I got a right, and it's my right not to wear a mask, right? Funny thing about that is that when I view it and I analyze this here and I'm listening to it and all these people are having these controversies about this here, the funny thing to me about a conversation about wearing masks is the fact that it's crazy because of the fact that when I'm looking at public health, and I'm speaking from the aspect of somebody who was in a hospital who actually had to deal with this shit on the health aspect. Then at the same time, I'm looking at it from the aspect of somebody who actually had survived this COVID-19 situation. And when I look at it and my perspective and my views of it are that we ourselves as people have to have an understanding that we bear a level of responsibility for our people. We bear responsibility for our own families. See, I don't have to be worried about catching COVID-19. I don't even give a fuck. You know what I mean? I might not ever catch it again, even though I had it. Even though I had it on a severe level when it was life-threatening. I might not ever catch it again. But at the same time, I'm conscious enough that I know that if I did catch it again, I could give it to someone else that might not be as strong as me. I could give it to an elder. I could give it to a child. I could give it to somebody else, and they might not be able to fight for their life like I was. They might end up dropping dead. You know what I mean? They might not respond to the drugs like I did. They gave me remdesivir. I tell people about this drug all the time now because of the fact that this drug is a life-saving drug. And that's the drug they gave me in the hospital, and they only give it to severe cases. And they're going to stop giving, from the research that I've done and what I've heard, they're going to stop these trials of remdesivir in September. This is what I'm hearing. But at the same time, the thing about it is this here, when we talk about it and we look at it, we evaluate it for what it truly is. The thing about it is that there's a responsibility that comes nowadays with just existing and being in social settings. Even if you just go to the supermarket and there are more people and there are people in there, you have to be responsible because of the fact that you can go to the supermarket for your kids and your wife or grandma or mama or whoever, You can go walk up in the supermarket and catch something and take it back home. COVID-19 is in the air. See what I'm saying? You got to cover your mouth and your nose. You see, you have the ability to spit all kind of particles and crazy stuff into the air and infect others. So you got to cover your mouth. But watch this. At the same time, you also have the ability to inhale those same crazy particles that others have expelled into the air by not covering your nose. So you got to be responsible and you have to be cautious. A Screwfaced Don over on Instagram said, "Glad you good, big homie. Dub love." For sure, homie. Thank you, man. I truly appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, man. You know what I mean? I'm better than I was, man. You know what I mean? I'm not on my back. I'm on my feet, man. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful for that there. You know what I mean? You know, after that ordeal, man, after my ordeal, man, with COVID-19, man, y'all can't do nothing but be thankful. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, it's crazy. Out in California, right now, man, in Los Angeles, they're shutting down our beaches. You know what I'm saying? They're shutting down our beaches for the holidays. You know, the 4th of July coming up. But they're shutting down our beaches and I think the parking lots because they don't want people on the beach because of COVID-19. They don't want a bunch of people all in one location simply because of the fact that the congregations that they see taking place when there are lots of people, they find that to be a situation where a high infection rate. It's the same type of situation like bars and clubs and stuff. You know what I mean? Miguel Biggins over here on Facebook. Swoop, this is Dub Red Eyes in Florida. Dub Brazy. I just came home. Okay, welcome home, man. I welcome home, homie. I just gave a shout out to everybody behind the wall, man. You know what I mean? Where you just come home from? Where you was in the prisons? Where you just come home from state pen? Today I just did 6 months. I got out on a ROR motion due to COVID-19. ROR, what is that? Release on recognizance? Is that what that is? And COVID-19 is changing a lot, man. I noticed the protocols in a lot of places are changing, man. The courthouses, everywhere, man. You know what I mean? It's a level of consciousness, man, that we have to take because of the fact that the world has changed so much. When I was in the hospital, right, and I was up on the floor, I was in ICU. The way that it looks up there when the doctors are coming in those rooms nowadays, man, you would think that you were radioactive. They're coming in with these radioactive looking suits on, with these crazy masks on, with these shields, and man, I'm talking about these gloves all the way up to their elbows, and you looking like, damn, you know what I mean? You wouldn't even believe that these are doctors, man. I mean, for the stuff that you be in there for, it's kind of crazy, man. You know what I mean? Miguel Biggins say he came home from the county. Yeah, I remember the county, homie. I ain't been to jail a long time, man. I was in I think I was in the county. Last time I was in the county jail was 2006. I was going to prison. I did 2.5 years, I think. That was my last time being incarcerated, man. I gave up that way of life, man. I can't do it. I got tired of it, man. I got tired of being in jail. I got tired. I got too much stuff in the world, man. You know what I mean? Screwface said, "I'm from New York City. Shit wicked up there, for real, for real." Hey, New York City, homie, is COVID-19 ain't as bad as it was, is it? I know it was bad out there, man. I know that in New York City, I know COVID-19 was tearing the city up. I heard all about how they had the freezer trucks in front of the mortuaries and all that. I've heard about all that there. I heard about Hart Island. They were burying 25 bodies a week at one time. Then I heard that they went up to bury 25 bodies a day. Hart Island, and that's where the unclaimed bodies go to. That's crazy, man. I heard it was devastating out there. They said that COVID-19 killed more people than 9/11 killed out there, man. That's just devastating. You know what I mean? Over here on Facebook, Miguel Biggins said, "Brazy, my people from Orlando, I'm happy to be home. I'm from Jacksonville." I know Brazy. I know Brazy. I know Brazy. I know Brazy. I know just what you're talking about. I met him personally. Good dude. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. You know what I mean? I'm from He said, "You hear me?" Yeah, I hear you, homie. I was I was just tripping though, man. I'm tripping off all the world's so crazy, man. On one side of the world, we got COVID-19, right? Other side of the world, we got shit like white supremacy going on. The white supremacy is tripping me out because of the fact that now we got white supremacy all over the fucking place, man. We got motherfuckers. I was watching that Donald Trump tweeted where I think that was Florida. They was having the rally out there, and the Donald Trump supporters went by, and they went by and did the Hell Hitler sign. And out here they call it the 88, but they went and did the Hell Hitler sign. And he was like they was like white power, and Trump, you know what I mean? He retweeted the shit. I said, man, boy, the people in the world, man. I guess it's just relevant. People are relevant to who they are now. I guess we live in a space where we're unapologetically who we are. But and it's funny to me, you know what I mean? And it's funny to me, man, because of the fact that I look at this shit, man, and I don't know. It's kind of different to me, man. I don't get caught up on that American dream shit and all that we are the world shit because of the fact that it's kind of hard for us to try to get caught up in everybody else's dream. But our biggest problem is our separations because we would never all be one. You see what I'm saying? Screwface Don 718 said he wild for that. Yeah, he wild for that one, homie. He missed what shit. But then again, I mean, shit, what do we expect of him? Because of the fact that that's who he is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And like I say, you know, Clifford Usher said black folks need to start back Black Panthers. Clifford Usher, there are Black Panthers. There are actually Black Panthers. It's just not what the Panther Party was back in the 70s. There's actually a Black Panther Party. I've encountered them before. And then we got the Black Liberation Riders also, and the Black Liberation Riders are armed. That's an armed group. You know what I mean? They with the business too. You know what I mean? It's kind of complicated because every time black people come together and we start talking about means of organization and building, it's always going to be some means and way that they're going to criminalize us. I myself personally, I truly believe that we should be organizing in these matters. I believe that the Bloods and Crips should be organizing. You know what I mean? If not together, we need to be at least organizing in our own camps. You know what I mean? Building our own structures because of the fact that the number one thing to us all being able to get along, it might not be us getting together, holding hands, singing Kumbaya and shit like that, and we are the world. It might be us just leaving each other the fuck alone. If I grant you the right to live and you grant me the right to live, I can respect you that much. You see what I'm saying? I respect your right to exist. And that's some real shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's real. You know what I mean? And that, like I say, you know, as black people, though, we need to be figuring out means and ways of survival. And the greatest survival mechanism of all among us is that we got to figure out how to simply just do that, survive. How do we live through this shit here? Because of the fact that we caught up in the middle of some shit right now. You know what I mean? But at the same time, when it's all over, we go back to killing each other. So that's why one of the things that pushes me out of the way of a lot of this shit here. You see what I mean? And that's real. Miguel Biggins said, I want to come out there to LA. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. It's crazy because people don't know how to open their third eye on a spiritual level. Hey, if you come to LA, man, come to LA when we function and doing something, man. It was some of your people down here, man, a couple months ago, man. I was out there with them. And you know what I mean? They was out there with us. They was out there with us. You know what I'm saying? It's just interesting, you know what I'm saying? So Clifford Usher says self-survival. Yeah, man. Well, let me tell y'all something, man. Like I said, the key to this whole thing, to us getting along as a black people, if we all want to learn how to get along, the first thing we got to learn is how to leave each other alone. The first thing I got to learn is how not to drive through your neighborhood firing shots at you while you sitting up on the front porch talking to your friends, or how not to come through your park firing shots while you out there with the kids and y'all ain't doing nothing but just having a good time and you pushing them on the swing. See what I'm saying? The first thing we got to do as black people is that we ourselves got to come to terms of understanding that we all are up against the same obstacles, no matter what we think we are. Because the only thing that separates us is the way that we think. We think in certain manners, we think in certain ways, so we get certain results. And that's a reality right there. See, and one of the keys to this here, man, is the fact that the way that we need to be. Ain't nothing wrong with being a blood or a crip, because you simply who you are from where you from. That's all you are. You see what I'm saying? Everybody come from a camp. Everybody come from somewhere. Everybody's a part of something. But the key objective to that is that if we're going to be that, if we're going to do that, if we're going to be a part of this, then what we need to be doing is we need to be organizing. We need to get them old ass 1970 ass ways out of our heads. This ain't the 80s. We need to evolve with the times and start developing and building. We need to come to terms of understanding what structure is. We need to build on a 3-tier plan. We need to build economically. We need to build socially. We need to build politically. We need to come to terms of understanding what it is that we need in order to survive as a black people. We got so many motherfuckers out here that call themselves leaders that we get confused and don't even know what the fuck we want. You see what I'm saying? We don't. There's not even a panel. There should be a panel of black leadership, so that therefore at least there's a representation for all these different groups that need to be represented. You see what I mean? There should be a panel just in the streets by itself, simply because of the fact that when we look at this whole concept and we analyze it for what it is, and we talking about organization in the streets, and we talking about nonviolence, and we talking about just existing and surviving and maintaining the communities that we've been in all our lives, then what we need to be doing is we need to be coming to terms of understanding what the fuck is it that we need. See, I was telling someone not long ago that our power is in our numbers. If we ourselves were capable of organizing to the extent to where we were able to utilize the power of the ballot and get out here and vote, that we'd be able to get some things accomplished. See, people can't see that because there's a lot of power. There's a lot of power in the ideology and thought that goes into things like voting. See, the first level of influence that would go into that would be if you had a campaign publicly going on where we were recruiting people that wanted to vote. And then when you recruit the people that want to vote, what you would do is you would schedule a march. And let us say if we scheduled a march from South Central LA to City Hall, and we just say now we schedule this march and it's going from South Central to City Hall. What we're going to be planning and what we're going to be doing is we're going to not only have the gang members that are eligible to vote, but we're going to have the supporters, because there's going to be a lot of non-affiliates. By the time you get to City Hall, you would have maybe 1,000 gang members. When you get to City Hall, they're going to slam the doors of City Hall. The police going to come out on the front steps, and everybody going to be scared to death because they ain't going to know what we came to do, right? But this is the key objective to this here. Before we even got together to go to City Hall, we sat down, we had met, we've been meeting on this here. We developed a petition of understanding things that we want, things that we need, what we want to do in our own communities, things that need to happen in our own communities, right? When we get to steps of City Hall, what's going to happen is you're going to have everybody in there going to be scared to death. The police going to come out. They're going to be panicking. We got a permit. This is a lawful assembly. It's not an unlawful assembly that we're having. Now watch this. Throughout all of this here, all of the panic, all the fear that's going on, what you're going to have in the building is you're going to have an opportunist. You're going to have somebody that sees the numbers and going to say, damn, let me go out here and talk to them, because this is what I might need to get in office. Now, when that person comes out and want to talk to us, what we capable of doing is we capable of presenting that person with a petition and showing this person these numbers here. Now, everybody standing here is only going to be a representation of maybe 10% of all those among us that are willing to vote. But at the same time, this person here sees that we have the ability to put you in office the same way that we have the ability to block the vote and keep you out of office. Here's our petition. These are our demands, and this is what we want. See, this is how you put jobs in your own community. This is how you create livelihood within your own community. This is how you enhance the quality of life in your own community. See, you want to know how to control the police? That's how you control them. Now watch this here. The bigger picture to this basically goes to the fact that When you're looking at a person like this that's an opportunist, and they're looking at having the ability and the opportunity to be able to come in and to be able to try to more or less monopolize on the vote, they also understand that we have the power to where we can all vote in different directions and push your ass out of office too, because of the fact that if we got 1,000 people here that's ready to vote right now, once we politicize that and publicize it, we might have 10,000, we might have 100,000, just because of the fact that we would have people that's willing to support us because we're doing something constructive and productive. We're not in the community tearing the community down. So people will support that. The power that we have, we don't even have a realization of. And we have the ability to move mountains in our own communities. You see what I'm saying? And that's a reality right there. You know what I mean? Miguel Biggins said, "You're right, Madd Ronald." He said, "You're right, Madd Ronald. I like what you be saying because every man should stand and know what God put us here for." Man, I have been in prison and learned that life is about learning, listening, and I learned from your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. I be talking to Shady Dove, MPRA, and wait a minute, this man, now I'm getting a lot of comments right now because and I be talking to Shady Dove because we stand for righteousness. We stand for righteousness. Nice to meet you, man. Oh, Mark Robinson, that's my childhood homeboy right there, Mark Robinson. What's up, Madd Ronald? My brother from another. This is Mad Temper Blood. Glad to see you doing well, my comrade. Stay positive, homie, and keep giving the community good information. I'm proud to know you since grade school. You are making a difference for real. Thank you, homie. I truly appreciate that, man. Yeah, me and that guy go back to elementary school. My God, you just reminded me how old I am. Cause that's over 40-some years ago right there. For real. Miguel Biggins said they had been marching in front of the Duval County jail protesting, let the inmates go. I'm happy to be home. Dub Love 1482, 7 seconds. Hey, homie, welcome home, man. You know what I mean? But like I say, homie, you know what I mean? Make the plan not to go back, man. You know what I mean? We got to be productive and constructive. We need all hands on deck out here. Ain't no sense in being up in them institutions, man. You serve no purpose in there, man. Remember, the United States Constitution states slavery has been abolished except for the convicted felon. So unless you wish to be a part of the organized slavery of the prison industrial complex, that means that your place is out here in the free world because nobody deserves to be in a cage except for a wild animal. You see what I'm saying? Screwface said we need more big homies with the same mind frame as you, big bro. Hey, man, I'm just doing what I do. I'm being me. So when I talk, I speak as myself. I don't speak as a member of the crowd. I don't speak as somebody that's trying to impress others. I just be myself when I speak, and that's just the way that I am. That's the way that I talk. You see what I'm saying? I myself feel that there's a power in words, and everybody's words are powerful, and we shouldn't be wasting them. So at the same time, when it comes down to the things that we say, always say something meaningful that has a lot of impact because of the fact that you may have the opportunity to change another person's life. You might have the ability to change the world with a few words. Just think about it, man. You know what I mean? You never know, man, the power of the next thing to come out of your mouth because of the fact that you might say something that has such a great impact that people might take it on and it might become a lifestyle. And that's just the way it goes. Think about there are 3 little words right now that have changed the landscape at this moment. And those 3 words are Black Lives Matter. So just think about how deep that runs right there. But somebody had an idea right there and somebody put a concept behind that and some principles. You see what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? We're in a whole nother space, but always never waste your words because your words are valuable. And when we talk about, the power of words, then what we got to look at always when we speak of the power of words, we got to think about the power of ideology and thought. Because of the fact that what we're thinking of, what we're talking about, the things that we're trying to work on, we're working on development, we're working on growing, we're working on trying to prosper. So as we work on things like that there, what we're doing is we're working on the future. And for there to be a better future, what we need to be doing is we got to come together and we got to create think tanks and put our ideas together. Because once we get to the point that we can do things like that there, then we're capable of being able to make the world work for us. You see what I'm saying? And that's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. We got to be able to make the world work for us simply because of the fact that ain't nobody else gonna do it for us, man. You know what I mean? We are the people. You know what I mean? All right, who's this joining me right now? I got somebody joining. Someone's joining me right now. Somebody's joining me on Instagram right now. Let's see who this is.
7:30.
What's up? I can't see nobody.
It's dark. I got the light off. It's 7:30.
Huh?
I got the light off. It's 7:30.
Oh, okay. What's up?
Nothing. Just listening to you speak.
Oh, okay. How do I sound?
That's right. That's all right.
Okay. I'm just trying to be informative. You know what I mean? Share some good information simply because of the fact that there's so much foolishness going around that, you know what I mean? I look and see there's a lack of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, I'm gonna try my best to try to share something worth listening to because of the fact that everybody we need it, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we need it. That's how I feel. We need it. We need to have great information moving around. You know what I mean? That's why I'm on. Yeah. Have you been to my podcast?
Yeah, no.
Madd Ronald Radio Network. Go to check out the podcast because there's a lot of good. I always put a lot of good stuff on there. You know what I mean? I always try to educate everybody because of the fact that we need it. You know what I'm saying? Where you checking in from?
From Atlanta.
Oh, okay, Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. Damn, I got a lot of friends in Atlanta, huh? I've been to Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta.
I know.
When did I come to Atlanta? 2016, I was in Atlanta.
I had got locked up in 2016.
Oh, okay. Stay out of them places.
Yeah, I met you before.
Oh, I know. Yeah, oh, that's the whole girl. I know just who you are. Now that I think about it. We talked on Facebook, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know just who you are. Now that I recognize your voice.
Yes.
I recognize your voice. It's late in Atlanta. What time in Atlanta? 3:45? 4:45.
Like 4 to be exact.
It's 4 o'clock in Atlanta. It's 4 o'clock in Atlanta. You on social media at 4 o'clock in the morning?
I was sleepy, so I can't sleep at night. Or I'm on that schedule.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm just now myself personally. If I hadn't not have went to the hospital, if I had not spent all the days in the hospital, I actually I'd be out right now myself. I'm one of the people that I'm a nocturnal person. It's hard for me to sleep right now. Huh?
How you holding up?
I'm a lot better. I'm a whole lot better. Believe me, I'm a whole lot better. You know that COVID-19 ain't nothing to mess with. You know what I mean? And hey, and it's serious. I tell people always, it's serious. I was in the hospital, you know what I mean? And I was in a bad position, but they started giving me this medication. It's called remdesivir, and the medication actually brought me back. It don't work for everybody, but it worked for me. I'm just thankful.
That was God.
Yeah,
that was good.
I'm just thankful because I was in there like, man, and it was like the way they in there talking, the way they was in there talking, it was people in the hospital that was dying. You know, COVID-19 don't discriminate.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that died up here in Atlanta from it.
Yeah, believe me. I'm hearing about it. I'm hearing about all the people in the South. I'm hearing down here starting to be more people. The hospitals is getting full. I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna do. What they gonna have going on. They're gonna have to. The country gonna go back on lockdown soon.
I think so, but then again, I think that they're starting to open back up because they want me to come into the office to see my parole officer and shit like that. So I think it's gonna open back up. Then it's gonna shit back down. Then it's gonna open back up. Then it's gonna shit back down. It's like some bullshit.
It depends on the data. Is what it depends on because of the fact that if you look at the numbers, right, and you see if the infection rate, it probably ain't so bad. I don't think it's so bad in Georgia. It's not like Florida or Texas, because even in California, it's getting bad.
Everything, like, some stuff locked down except for the clubs. The malls open, but shit, it ain't really talking about nothing out here.
Well, I already know because down here, they done closed down the bars, That people can't even, you can't even go to a bar down here. They closed down the bar. They was open. They said that they had to close the bars down. The beach is closed.
Yeah, they did close the beach. I went to Savannah Beach about like almost a month ago.
Yeah, the beaches is closed. They talk, it's getting bad, but you know that all those people been out in the street marching. You know what I mean? So now what's going on is that's cultivating. So now you know what I mean. You got people that have been exposed, and you can imagine there were thousands of people out marching, and there's no way to track none of that data. So from what we're looking at, what we see is that we see people that have been exposed to people that might have been out here and exposed because of all these thousands of people. You can get you can become in third party contact. I just tell everybody, protect yourself, wear your mask, put the mask on. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I don't be wearing no masks because I can't breathe in it.
Let me tell you something. Put your mask on. I'm telling you, it's in the air. I saw this lady on the news, and she said it best. This lady said, people don't like wearing masks. If you don't like wearing a mask, you really ain't gonna like wearing a ventilator.
Right.
Hey.
So like sometimes the masks, it traps it in there too. You know that.
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing about the mask. The mask is good for it. Okay, the same way we have the ability when we talk that we spit, right, and we release stuff into the air, and it prevents us from doing that. But at the same time, it prevents us also from inhaling the stuff that other people are spitting into the air.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because of the fact that we got to be conscious and cautious. We go places in public where we're around people. We don't know everybody that we're around, and we indirectly around people because I can go down one aisle and somebody can sneeze 2 aisles over. You see what I mean? I'm in the supermarket. I go down one aisle, somebody sneezed 2 aisles over. Now, all of a sudden, I don't even have a realization. I came in contact with this person because they sneezed and created a big old cloud, and it went over 5 aisles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to be conscious and cautious of things like that. And this is the reality of that. We have to be conscious and cautious of the fact that we have the ability to give it to other people. See, we can give it to our grandparents, our kids, whoever. And some people are asymptomatic where they don't have symptoms and they don't have sickness and they don't even feel sick or think they're sick. But they're carriers. You see what I mean? See.
How do you know, like, what is the symptoms?
Well, when I got it, I just got it. Well, I thought I had the flu at first. I thought I was sick and I had the flu at first. I had a fever. I had a fever of 100.5 for a week. I had a headache for a week. I literally had a headache for a week. I was sick for a whole week. I thought I had the flu. But there's some people get symptoms, some don't. There's different strains of it. Some people can test positive and they just test positive. They tell you go home, quarantine for 14 days. They stay in the house 14 days. Some people will test positive and have lightweight symptoms like the flu or cold. Some people will be asymptomatic, meaning that they got it, but they don't have any symptoms, but they able to spread it. Some people will be like me. Well, I got it and I had to be hospitalized. I had a COVID-19 attack where I simply couldn't breathe. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I tell everyone, be cautious and be conscious. Simply because of the fact that what we're looking at now, we don't even have an understanding. You know what I mean? And that's my reality. We don't have an understanding of what it is that we're dealing with. The COVID-19 is something that's just far beyond our understanding simply because of the fact that they don't know how you get it. Now, if they knew how you got it and they could explain to you how you got it, then they would be able to stop it. Because think about it. If I knew how it's coming, I could intercept it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense what I just said?
Yes.
If I know how the disease is coming, I know where to stop the disease at. But if I don't know how the disease is coming, they don't really know. That's why they telling us shit like wear a mask, wash your hands, and all this here. This shit is in the air. And I'm telling you that just that simple. This shit is simply in the air because of the fact I got it. I wasn't even around nobody. I wasn't even around a bunch of people. I mean, I didn't do nothing but go to work and go home. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't even around nobody to catch it. So you know what I mean? But at the same time, I do go to the supermarkets. I do, you know what I mean, shop. I mean, I am in the world moving around. You know, that's the way we live our lives. So through that and by that, you know what I mean, I got myself somewhere through here where I came in contact with it. But the thing about it, the scary is that when you get it, I'm telling you right now, you get it like I had it, you be saying, my God, I was on a breathing machine. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even know how the fuck I got there. That was just a whole nother element right there. I'm on a breathing machine. I got IVs attached to me. I'm so messed up, I can't even roll over. My breathing level, my oxygen level was down to 40%. I'm at a point, if you think oxygen level of 40% is like having one lung that's 10% impaired. You know what I mean? That's like having one injured lung. My oxygen level was down to 40%.
So it's like a bronchitis infection.
Huh?
Right?
It's like what?
Bronchitis.
It's
what kind of
upper respiratory illness. It attacks the lungs, and I had pneumonia. Pneumonia is a side effect of COVID-19. Pneumonia is one of the side effects of COVID-19. So that's a whole other element right there to be cautious of right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You know what I mean? I was messed up. And when I say that, I ain't never been like that in my life. And I'm talking about I was messed up to the point to where I'm in the hospital and I'm here. I can't even roll over. They trying to figure out. They telling me I ain't getting no better. You can imagine being in the hospital for 2 or 3 days and they telling you you're getting worse. I'm like, fuck, I'm feeling worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? I checked into the hospital. My temperature was 100.5. At the same time, when I checked into the hospital, my oxygen level was down to like 40%. Now I'm in the hospital and they telling me I'm getting worse. I'm not improving. I'm like, fuck. I'm like trying to figure out, damn, what the fuck is this? How is this working, right? But then when they gave me the drug remdesivir, they gave me that drug that they've been talking about on the news. It's called remdesivir. That shit brought me back to life, and I'm thankful as ever. You know what I mean? Who was that? I see Savage 2720. How you feeling? Well, I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I say, you know what I mean? It's wild. You know what I mean? But I tell everybody, put your mask on, mask up, protect yourself. It might not be for you. It might be for grandma. Shit, it might be for the kids because of the fact that you just don't know who you come in contact with. Because you can come in contact with somebody and they healthy, ain't got no signs, ain't got no symptoms, but they got the shit and they spreading it because they're asymptomatic. So we got to be conscious. We got to be cautious. You feel what I'm saying?
It'll be easier for me to catch it because I'm pregnant and my immune system.
Oh, hell. You know that they talking about pregnant women? They said that pregnant women are getting it. They had a woman that just the other day on the news, I was watching the news, lady had COVID-19. She gave birth to her baby. She died in the process and the baby was born. While she died. They had another case where they had a mother and a father. They had a baby and neither one of them tested positive, but the baby was born with COVID-19.
Wow.
Yeah, really.
How could that happen?
I don't look it up on the internet. I saw it was in the news the other day. Look it up on the internet. That's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? But this is how unpredictable this is. We don't even know where it's coming from. But at the same time, you know what I mean? It's like this here. When we look at this here, I'm gonna be realistic as I can be, but I'm being theoretical at the same time because I ain't got no facts to enforce this theory. But I believe it's biological warfare. I believe it's China attacking the United States with biological warfare because of all the bullshit Donald Trump been doing. Because if you look at how it hit New York City, Donald Trump is from New York City. This shit devastated New York. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, there's nothing in the world that ever hit like this here. This is the worst thing since the Black Plague. You see what I'm saying? I mean, but like I said, read about it. You'll see what I'm talking about. They had one lady who died having a child, and the baby was born live. At the same time, you got a mother and a father. They both tested negative, but the kid was born positive with COVID-19. So that sounds crazy. That's all. Yeah, the world's like that. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's a whole nother element. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go because I know it's late right now. And so you have a good morning and be safe and get some rest.
Okay, same to you.
All right. And don't forget, wear your mask.
Always.
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. I'm back out of here. I'm back. All right, y'all. Let me see here now, man. What my comments say? Savage 27 say I roll like you feeling better. Yeah, man, I'm feeling a lot better, man. I'm like, man, hey, man, believe me, man. Like I say, man, hey, man, there's an intersection once again between science and modern medicine, man. And believe me, it works, man. I myself personally, I'm not a person that's into drugs or nothing like that. There, in my personal life, I don't take no drugs. I don't do no drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Well, I drink. I'm put it like this: the last time I had a drink was probably January. So I'm a moderate social drinker, but I don't drink every day. You know what I mean? And then to me, a drink ain't what everybody else consider a drink. I'm a sipper. I ain't a drinker. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, it's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? The way I live my life, I don't eat pork. I don't eat beef. I don't eat white salt. I don't eat granulated sugar. So you could imagine I live kind of a healthy lifestyle. You know what I mean? Over here on Facebook, man, let me see here. Michael Biggs, I'm in Duval. I be talking to homie Griffin, Georgia, Way Cross. Kim Chambers said, glad you're better, bro. I remember us talking about this when I canceled my trip down there when I caught it. I'm glad we're both good. Yeah, man, I remember that conversation, man. That's kind of crazy, man, because of the fact that we didn't know nothing about it then, but boy, we know about it now, man. You know what I'm saying? Mark Robinson, homie, I truly believe it's man-made chemical warfare to kill hundreds of thousands of Americans, and I do have a military background. I'm just saying we must be aware of all circumstances. The shit is real. It's only going to get worse. Invest in gas masks. Go to your nearest surplus store. Hey, homie, I believe that, man. That's why I say theoretically, because I have no proof. I believe that China attacked the United States with biological warfare because they've weaponized the human being. See, we're in a space where the human being has been weaponized. It's a whole nother element of the world because of the fact that how do you defeat something where we're going to have to start wearing these containment suits, staying away from each other, and then we're going to have to start carrying our own air, our own sources of air, our own sources of oxygen. That's where I'm looking at it. And the reality of this shit, we're going to stop going outside. You see what's going on right now. For some reason, I mean, just think about it. Think about the lockdown. How in the fuck did you lock down the whole country and tell everybody don't go to work? 96% of the United States workforce was not working. That's never happened in history. In the history of the United States of America, there's never been a situation at time and space like that, man. Malachi Jones said Black Lives Matter will become more solid when Black life matter to Black lives. We go for police killing us, but get quiet when we kill each other. If we reciprocate the same energy toward protecting our own, we can help control others from killing us. It's been police killing unarmed Black or brown almost every week or month since 2015. It's not getting better, it's getting worse, but it's really only history repeating itself. Homie, we can't depend on Black Lives Matter because Black Lives Matter got their own agenda, and Black Lives Matter is only in representation of what their agenda is. That's why Black Lives Matter don't come out when a Black person kills a Black person. They don't come out for gang-related shootings. We don't see Black Lives Matter. But this is the key objective to it right here. Black Lives Matter is a lot more than just a slogan. It is an actual established organization. George Soros, if I'm not mistaken, funds Black Lives Matter. You see what I'm saying? Black Lives Matter is it's what it is. It's Black Lives Matter, but it's kind of to disrupt the system itself. Is part of their agenda. That is why when you see Black Lives Matter, they're being disruptive. You know what I mean? My view of things is that when I view that and I look at that, right, my perspective of that is that we ourselves need to be organizing our own situations and building because of the fact that we ourselves are the ones in the streets with the influence. We are the ones in the streets. We the ones that they want. I've sat back and talked to these people in these political organizations and actually met people that told me in some of these organizations, they don't want nothing but Bloods and Crips. They don't want nothing but former Bloods and Crips or non-active Bloods and Crips. And I've literally met people like this and been to meetings with people in these organizations to talk like this here. My only thing is the fact that I'm already a member of a group, so I'm not going to join any of the groups. But at the same time, I'm one that is for building and creating. In other words, within the group itself, I'm one for building and creating a new ideology, a new understanding, new principles, because of the fact that those type of things are necessary and needed for us to have an understanding of us not killing one another. Then we have to come about with the development of a new ideology and new principles, because of the fact that we have to have an understanding of the fact that what are we dying for? See, it ain't me dying no more. It's the younger generation under me that's dying now. The younger generation way under me. You see what I mean? But at the same time, I'm capable to be here and I'm capable to have a voice. So I'm capable of speaking to them. I'm also capable of the fact that I am able to build bridges. I have built bridges with people that used to be proclaimed to be my enemies. And now we're all friends. So now we have the ability to intervene in a lot of the violence and come about with civilized means and ways of dealing with things other than everybody wanting to fight and kill each other. Simply because of the fact that we have to learn how to be men and deal with things as men. You see what I mean? And I always say, man, talk about it, fight about it, but when it's over, it's over. It's out the air. Everybody goes home after the situation is over with. And that's a reality right there. That's a firm reality right there. You know what I mean? But everybody's not made of that. Everybody's not a man like that. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, as we view this for what it truly is, we always have to think about the proliferation of life for our people. We got to think about what it takes in order to survive, because we all have people in this that aren't even affiliated with the gang situation. We all have civilians attached to us. We got kids, grandkids, little brothers, little sisters. We got to protect them. Protecting them means arming them with the information, but it also means disarming the hostile elements. And the only means in the way to disarm that hostile element that exists among us is by simply having to understand that we are the same. See, a nigga can kill another nigga and it's easy. A black man can't kill another black man, because I can't look and say I'm gonna kill that brother over there, but I can say I'm gonna kill that nigga over there. If I say I'm gonna kill that nigga over there, my mind state made you less than human. But if I say I'm gonna kill that brother over there, I just attached you to me, and I just made you the same as me. See, our ideology and our way of thinking creates the situations that we ourselves are plagued with when it comes down to this here. So we have to have an understanding of what it takes. See, the programming that we have been going through for all these years, the programming that we get from this music, the subliminal programming, from listening to all this here, and I call you a nigga, and I got my gun, and I want to shoot you up, and I want to do all this here. This all becomes a reality because of the fact that everybody wants to act this out now. Gang members are the most exploited on the face of this fucking earth, because of the fact that we're romanticized in the music and in the movies. But then at the same time, it makes people want to act this out and live it, because everybody want to play these roles. You get so caught up in the personas of these characters that you forget who you truly are. I was Madd Ronald for so long. I didn't know who the fuck Ronald was. That sounds crazy. You see what I mean? But it's crazy because of the fact that we have to start coming to the table, building these think tanks and understanding who we are and what it is that we need to be doing. Because we need to be building somewhat of a civilized situation that our people can live through, to where we can proliferate and propagate life rather than to think about taking life. Because of the fact that we got to think about the future. Ain't no future if we all dead. Shit, motherfuckers is fighting to live, man, but motherfuckers is dying. We fighting to live. And it's a motherfucker. Because motherfuckers is dying to get in the graveyard. You know what I mean? So we got to think about the world in this manner, man. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Y'all don't forget, support my platforms. Y'all don't forget Madd Ronald Radio Network podcast on Facebook. MaddRonaldRadio.net. Don't forget MaddRonald.com. Don't forget, this is my Facebook page, Madd Ronald Rolling, and my Instagram, Madd_Ronald_Rolling. Support my platforms. When this video is about to go off, y'all start y'all watch parties. Y'all like, y'all share, y'all subscribe. Y'all let everybody know, man. Tune in, man. You know what I'm saying? Get a bar this here, man, because I'm sharing good information, man. You know what I'm saying? And the information that I'm sharing with you guys is vital and it's valuable. So y'all take that information and y'all make that information something that needs to be spread and make it infectious, simply because of the fact that we living in a space and a time where we need to be educated and we need all the good information. All right, I'm out, y'all. Instagram, Facebook. I'm out. Be safe, y'all. All right.